database?
No,
Recording is on.
that one I had given separately.
Oh, I'll have to find. I don't have it handy.
Okay, no problem. If anyone has it, you can share it. Sarthyam, do you remember, Kshitij?
Yeah. Absolutely, we do remember it. It's in the mind.
Okay, good, good. So we
Yeah.
will do
Okay.
that prayer, and then if someone wants to share it in the group, WhatsApp group.
Yeah. Sure. Okay.
Anytime.
We start.
Okay.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo
Om
Bhagavate
Namo Bhagavate
Vasudevaya.
Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo
Om
Bhagavate
Namo Bhagavate
Vasudevaya.
Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo
Om
Bhagavate
Namo Bhagavate
Vasudevaya.
Vasudevaya.
Sarthyam
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 Arjunasya Dau
Arjunasya Adau
Arjunasya Adav
Lokatra
Kurvam
Upakarya.
Kurvam Gitam.
Okay. Kurvam.
Lokatra Kurvai
Sorry. Kurvam Gitamritam Dadau
Kurvam Gitamratam
Kurvam
Dadau
Lokatra Upakarya.
Lokatra Upakarya
Lokatra Upkarya
Tasmai Krishnatmane Namaha.
Tasmai Krishnatmane
Tasmai
Namaha.
Krishnatma Namaha.
Bhagavad Gita ki Jai.
Jai. Okay.
Jai.
So just a recap on what we did last week. Quickly, before that, I will just share the chapter 1 overview with all of you. Which verse are we on at the moment? Can someone?
1.24 was completed, so we just started off with 1.25.
Okay. Or did we have to do a bit more on 1.24? So we will recap on 24 a
Right,
little
sir.
bit. And then thanks, Randir. Okay. So this is the chapter 1 overview. We are here at the moment. So we are on the first section of chapter 1, which is observing the armies, or in Sanskrit, Sainya Nirikshan Yog. We are within these verses 21 to 26. Krishna as
Bhaktavatsala.
Bhaktavatsala. Anyone knows what's the meaning of Bhaktavatsala?
Krishna offering support to Bhakt.
Okay. Anyone else?
Sir, just like how the devotees of Krishna also becomes a devotee of his. He also serves as devotee.
Okay, very nice. Yeah. Anyone else like to add anything on Bhaktavatsala?
It's basically how the Lord takes care of all his devotees or bhakt.
Okay. I'll just give you a brief about what Vatsala means. So all of you are right. You're given the right
Uh,
description of Vatsala. Yes, Kalpesh.
one who serves its own Bhakt.
Very nice. So Vatsala means chest. This is Vatsa. So Vatsala means bringing closer to the chest. So when we have something very precious, we keep it near to our, this part. We bring it closer to ourselves. I'm not going to give it to anyone. Something like that, something is very precious. So Krishna treats his devotees like that. He brings them closer to his heart, to his chest. So he is Bhakta Vatsala. He takes care of the devotees.
And Prabhuji, we heard as well, like for mother, Vatsalya, for child and mother relation. So
Yeah,
maybe,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. So Krishna is Bhakta Vatsala. So he takes care of his devotees. as very precious. That's why he's serving Arjun. So we will read from, okay, just a quick recap. What's one word for 1.19 verse? What is
Fear.
that verse? Very nice, Naisha. It is about fear. Yes. How do we, what is fear and how fear can be eradicated or diminished? It
Overcome.
can be reduced. How can you overcome fear? Very nice. What is verse 20?
Sign of victory.
Signs of victory. Very nice. What is 21, 22?
So isn't that the site inspection, or I don't know. I mean, I might be wrong, but
Yeah,
is to go
Niriksheham.
ahead
You're
and
right. Nirikshe.
inspect.
Yes. Yes, it's for inspecting. Niriksheham. The first word of
Or to
Ikshe,
see.
Nirikshe, to see. Yes. The first verses where Arjuna wants is harping on seeing. I want to see. Nirikshan.
Right.
He wants to Nirikshan. That is 21, 22. So that is the main verse for Nirikshan Yog. Send in Nirikshan Yog.
Yes,
He
sir.
wants to observe the armies. He wants to inspect the armies. And also, there is a word for Krishna which is Achyuta, which means, Achyuta means the one who doesn't fall. Achyuta, who doesn't fall.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
So,
Yep.
who is the one who doesn't fall? The one
The Lord.
who always keeps his services as most important. He always keeps the service more important, even if it is for his devotees. For even if it is for his devotees, he has to become a Rathasarthi, a charioteer. He doesn't mind doing that service. He doesn't fall in keeping up to his service. Yes, Randeep.
So, by that same definition, wouldn't Bhishma be the same?
To do his duty,
Yes, sir.
he might not be able to call Bhishma Achyuta because
Right.
he couldn't perform a duty
The
some
single biggest one.
at some points.
Yes.
So
Yes.
Achyuta is Krishna, the infallible. He doesn't fall.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I understand that. I understand that.
Yeah. So normally people do fall by performing their duty, even if they're doing it correct, they might fall. But Krishna, he doesn't fall. Even if you're doing something wrong, he doesn't fall. So if you steal something, you'll be called a chore. But Krishna, even if he steals butter, he's called Makan chore. So they consider it good. You know, you consider it's good. It's a good quality. But if someone else does it, he may not be good. But because Krishna is doing it, he becomes, it becomes infallible, becomes Achyuta. He is at the same position.
I
It
heard
becomes,
Prabhuji,
yes, yes.
sorry, I heard when he was stealing clothes of gopis from
Yeah,
Yamuna.
yeah,
So we were discussing one day, like if someone else is doing it, it's a crime. If
yes.
Bhagwan is doing it, it's Leela
Krishna is
because
doing it,
he
it becomes his pastime, you see.
pastime. Yeah, it's a Leela of Bhagwan.
Yeah,
We can't judge from this
yeah,
mind
absolutely.
because it's beyond.
But even then, even if we know all these pastimes, even then, Krishna's position doesn't go down. We still
Yeah,
keep him in the same position. So he's infallible.
yeah,
He's
yeah.
Achyuta. That's the reason he's called Achyuta. And if you hear about the word Gotra, have you heard about the word Gotra?
Go through your surname, is it?
Yeah. So Gotra is your lineage.
Oh, okay.
So your lineage, where is your, source from?
Pastime. Yes, source.
Yeah. So
Ancestors.
that is Gotra. So there are many different Gotras. You have Bharadwaj Gotra, you have Gautam. So they're all coming from the rishis. So the Gotra, the lineage comes from that. So if you happen to go to a the temple in Jagannath Puri, which is in Odisha, the
The
the people
the
standing
people standing
outside,
outside,
the panda or the pandits, they might ask you your Gotra. The managers of the temple, they might ask you about your Gotra. So what would you say? Do you know your Gotras? No. So if we don't know exactly what is our Gotra, Srila Prabhupada has given the Gotra to all of us who are trying to read his books and trying to follow his preachings. He has given the Gotra as Achyuta Gotra. So if you get stuck at a temple where the pujari or the pandit is asking you which Gotra are you from, and you don't remember, just say Achyuta Gotra and he will let you in. So there are many temples in India, in South India, East India, even North, where they will not allow you inside until you tell your Gotra to them convincingly.
What do they do with Gotra?
What do they do with Gotra? They identify you as that you are eligible at
Oh.
least to get into the temple. So in the Vedic times, everybody knew their lineage, they knew where they are coming from, they knew pretty much everything. They knew the scriptures, and they had names also like that. So they had someone called as Chaturvedi who would read 4 Vedas, Trivedi, Dvivedi who will read 2 Vedas.
Yeah.
So there are all different names also given at that time,
Yeah.
but in today's times may not be true that a Chaturvedi would have read 4 Vedas just because the surname is coming through. But at that time, that was your pada given to you based on your knowledge. So they knew all that. Today's world, it is very difficult. That previously there, how the passing marks are in India. Anyone knows what are the passing marks? I don't know about the Australian standards.
35,
India,
sir.
35,
35.
35, right?
Yes.
33.
35.
Yes,
So if there are
35.
20 students, if someone scores, if everybody scores less than 35, what will they do? What are the passing marks then? So they may have to reduce
They
the
changed the
passing
bell
marks.
curve.
So they will
Yeah.
have to change the threshold to say 25% marks. So if they do not score 25 also, they will reduce it to 20% marks. Yeah. So
So
if
then in that case, all of them get engineering.
there you go. And then if someone, it doesn't score that much also, if all of them are so, totally duffers, they cannot do that. Somebody will scribble something and he'll get some marks. They'll pass him. Okay, no problem. So this is how the consciousness has been degraded, unfortunately, with respect to understanding the Shastra. In today's times, nobody wants to even learn what is their Gotra, what is the lineage, what is the Shastra, what should I read, what is in Bhagavad Gita. Although there is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and our saintly people like Srila Prabhupada, they are actually wanting you to come and enter nobody is ready to even enter the examination hall. So they're waiting outside and telling you to come in. Nobody is interested to even enter. Forget about scoring some marks. People tell them, no problem, you come here, we will even give you prasad after that. Please come and give the exam. They are not interested. So this is the unfortunate degradation of this. So at least we should know that which Gotra we are to let us enter in some of the very auspicious temples. Okay, so this is about Achyuta. So next one is 23rd verse. What was that indicating?
Bhakta Vatsalya.
Yeah, the whole section is Bhakta Vatsala.
Yeah.
And what does that 23rd verse especially? It is a repetition of Avekshe. So 21 and 22 had Nirikshe. 23rd as Avekshe. He wants to see. Let me see. So the repetition of the word see. I want to see. Let me see who is willing to fight with me. Who is there on the field. Let me go and see. So that is Avekshe. So Dirikshe and Avekshe. Anything else? 23rd verse. So he says, Dharta Rashtrasya Durbuddhe, the evil minded, Durbuddhi, the evil minded sons of Dhritarashtra. So he puts them in that category of Durbuddhi, that they are evil minded sons of Dhritarashtra who is willing to fight. Let me see, wishing to please the evil minded sons of Dhritarashtra. Yeah. Okay, so we'll read verse 24. We did read it last time, but quickly we will read it and try to. I'll share my screen. Can someone read it? I think we read it a few times last week. Can someone read it with a nice meter and proper pronunciation, if possible? Would someone like to try?
Kshitij.
Can you
Yeah,
try,
sure.
Kshitij?
I was yeah, sure. Not try, sir. We will do it.
Very good, very good.
Okay.
Oops.
Sanjay Uvacha. Others want
Sanjaya
to recite?
Uvacha
Yeah. Evamokto Rishikesho
Evamukto
Rishikesho
Rishikesho
Gudakeshena Bharata
Dakeshena Bharata
Senayorubhayormadhe
Senayor Madhye
Madhe
Sthapyitva Rathottamam
Stapayitva
Tamam.
Rathotamam.
Ratham.
Translation.
Sanjaya said, O descendant of Bharata, having thus been addressed by Arjuna, Lord Krishna drew up the fine chariot in the midst of the armies of both parties.
Okay, so this is, he has acted upon the request from Arjun. Lord Krishna drew up the fine chariot in the midst of the armies of both parties. So, who is the Bharat here? So, who's first of all? We'll go back. Sanjay Uvacha. Sanjay said, Eva Mukta Rishikesho. Who's Rishikesha?
Krishna.
Krishna. Why is Krishna Rishikesha?
He's
Anyone?
got
Manish ji, would you like to answer?
No, don't know the meaning of that.
Rishikesha. Okay. It's there in the translation. If you have a look at the translation, okay, it says Lord Krishna directly. So I think it's in the purport which says about Rishikesha. So I'll read it from the purport itself. I'll share my screen with you so that it's in it's written so that you know where it is described. Just in the purport of this verse. So it says there, as Rishikesha, or the director of the senses and mind of every living entity, Krishna could understand Arjun's purpose in placing the chariot in the midst of armies. So director of the senses and mind is called Rishikesha. Someone who directs. Okay. Is a director a controller?
No.
Is a director a controller?
No, sir.
Anyone else would like to share their views? Is a director controller?
No.
He is like a controller, like he's telling you how to do it and
Yeah.
what to do as well.
Yeah. How does he tell you? How does he direct you? How
By
does Krishna direct the mind and the senses?
Through the intelligence.
Very nice. Correct. So the buddhi is the tool or the element which is used to direct. So when we hear from our inside that this is right or this is wrong, that is buddhi telling us. And that is the direction from Krishna. That's how you understand how he directs. Suppose someone wants to go and kill someone, there will be something telling him, don't do it. That someone is Krishna through buddhi, through intelligence. That's how he directs. So there is a very nice verse which actually describes the actual position of Krishna within our body. I'll share that verse also with you. The verse is chapter 18. Verse is from chapter 18. I think it's 66 if I'm not wrong. I'll just go to that one and share my screen with you. No, it's 61. Sorry. It's not 66, it's 61. I'll share my screen. So this verse is Bhagavad Gita 18 chapter 61st verse. It says Ishvara Sarva Bhutanam Hrideshe Arjuna Tishtati. This is Krishna telling Arjun. Brahmayena Sarva Bhutani Yantra Rudhani Mayaya. He says the Supreme Lord is situated in everyone's heart, O Arjun, and is directing the wanderings of all living entities who are seated on a machine made of the material energy. So this verse tells us that Krishna is the Rishikesha. He is the Supreme Lord who is directing. So he's just directing. Yeah. But we have a Shakti which is called Ichha Shakti or a free will to accept or reject the direction of the Lord. So when we accept the direction of the Lord, things are good. If we don't, they might go against us. But he doesn't control that decision, which is the Ichha Shakti. He doesn't control that. That is the free will given to us. Does it make sense?
Yes. So
Prabhuji,
he's
that
showing
is-
us the
Sorry?
direction. He's showing us the direction where to go, which direction to go in,
Yes.
and it's up to us whether we go in that
You
direction or
take
not.
that or no? Yes. So when we say intelligence, the work of intelligence is to tell you what is correct, what is incorrect, what is right, what is wrong. But it's the mind who does what you like, what you don't like. So sometimes we may not like which is right.
But if there is something extreme, like extreme good or extreme bad, choice
Who's
is good.
speaking? Sorry.
This is Vikas.
Hi, Vikas. How are you?
Good.
Yes, Vikas. Please
So the
continue.
question is, if a extreme good or extreme bad, the choice is simple. God is directing you for good. But in day-to-day life, obviously there won't be extreme good and bad, right? There will be obviously some dilemmas, multiple choices. How do
Yes.
you know, which one to pick up?
Yes.
That's the problem. Yeah.
Yes. So what is right, what is wrong, again will be directed by Krishna. But the question is that are you in the shelter of Krishna or are you in the shelter of Maya? Whose shelter are you in?
No, but in day-to-day operations, we all need to be financially viable to support our families and
Oh
daily
yes.
outgoings. But even then, if you have multiple choices to choose for,
Mhm.
and there is nothing, specific to financials, so and then it becomes difficult to understand, right? Which one is the God directed direction and which one to choose, which one not to choose.
To answer your question, there is a simple pastime when Krishna and when Arjun and Duryodhan went to Krishna asking for help. So Krishna said that I will not be fighting and I'll be alone. So either you can have me or you can have the Narayani Sena. So there will always be a question like this, that whether we want Krishna or we want the Narayani Sena. So it depends on what you choose. There's always a choice. So Arjun knew Krishna will never fight, but still he chose him. But Duryodhan, being a politician and a proper analytical person, he chose Narayani Sena. The more the strength, I'll be able to win the war. It didn't happen that way, unfortunately. So the choice is always with you. But what will be the result? You know that in Mahabharata. So the choice is always with you. Choice is always with us. We have to choose whom do we want to be. So whose
Prabhuji,
shelter are you in? That's always the question. Do you want to be under the shelter of Krishna or do you want to be? Once this question was asked by to Srila Prabhupada by one of the devotees. He said, Srila Prabhupada, how can we always be in Krishna consciousness, always be in the shelter of Krishna and never come to Maya? Because how do we sometimes come to Maya and always, we don't fall at all. We only sometimes come to Maya. Srila Prabhupada says that we are generally always in Maya. Sometimes we come to Krishna consciousness. So, we have to try and be under the shelter of the Supreme as much as we can. Yeah, Randir wanted to ask something.
yes, Prabhuji, what happens if you have to choose the lesser of two evils?
Lesser of two evils.
Yes, uh, I can't think of an example right now, which is not as extreme, but yes. What are the implications if you have to choose the lesser of two
The idea is,
evils?
what is the
Then,
purpose of choosing that? What is the motivation behind it? I'll give you an example of Shakuni.
right, sir.
Shakuni wanted, he had certain motives. Okay, I'll let you think about it. I will not tell you his motives. He was defeated by Dhritarashtra just prior to his wedding with Gandhari. So they had a fight against Gandhar. They captured all the brothers of Shakuni and Shakuni himself. They put him in the prison. And all his brother died. All his brothers, 99 brothers of Shakuni, they were 100 brothers as well. Shakuni's brothers. So they were 100. So 99 brothers died. Only Shakuni remained. And after Dhritarashtra got married to Gandhari, Shakuni came and lived with them. So he had some motive. I don't know what. You decide. His brothers were killed by Dhritarashtra. So there has to be something, I'm assuming. And he supported Duryodhan for doing all the wrongdoing. So he used to always support him whenever he took a wrong decision on doing something, poisoning something or doing something ill about someone, he supported him. Duryodhan thought he was supporting him. He was his well-wisher. But what happened in the end was, everybody knows in Mahabharata, Duryodhan was killed by his wrong decisions.
Yeah.
Now Shakuni, if I say that he was trying to help Duryodhan, and Duryodhan made the right choice of choosing Shakuni over Vidur or someone else who was guiding him correctly. He thought both are evil, but Shakuni is less evil. He thought Vidur is also evil. He thought Shakuni is also evil. And Shakuni is less evil. So you cannot really know what is right or what is wrong. That's why when you take shelter of the Supreme, the intelligence becomes strong. Now, by shelter, I mean you do some spiritual practice. You try to take the shelter of Krishna through his names. Kali Kale Krishna Nama Rupa Avatar. So in today's times, in today's world, in Kali Yuga, Krishna's names are Krishna himself. So when you take the shelter of Krishna's names, when you meditate or you even think about Krishna, there will be help provided. There will be support provided. There will be direction provided. In Ramayana also, this is mentioned, I have repeated it quite a few times, that when Vibhishan went to Ram, though he was from the opposite party, from the enemy's party, Ram gave him shelter. And there is a verse in Ramayana where Ram says that Sakrit eva prapannaya, that even if someone who is always, on the wrong side comes to my shelter, I provide him shelter and guidance, and I help him. So whenever there is a dilemma of choosing, something wrong or something which is, not acceptable to your heart, always take shelter of Krishna. He will guide you. Does it answer your question, Randhir?
Absolutely.
Manishji, you wanted to say something?
No, you were asking why Shakuni was helping him. Like that was his way of taking revenge.
Yeah, possibly. So it opens a lot of things, that he had his own motive, maybe, why he was doing things.
He was angry that his wife, his sister was married to a blind man.
His brothers were killed as well.
Yes.
So what are the motives of someone you will never know? Just because he's portraying it, to be good to you and trying to help you, the motivation is not seen. So it becomes very blurred, to find out who's right or who's wrong. That's why you always take the shelter of Krishna. He says that I will direct you. Sakradeva Prapannaya, that you come to my shelter, I will give you the right guidance. I'll give you the right direction. That's why Krishna is the Rishikesha. Arjun knew it very well. He just took his shelter. That's all he did. No material things, no problem. My Sena is lesser than Duryodhan, no problem. I'll be still under the shelter of Krishna. That is the understanding. So that is Rishikesha. What is Gudakesha?
Someone
Arjun.
controls it.
Yes, the name of Arjun. Who said that?
Abhijit.
Abhijit. Yes. Yes.
So
Someone
the
else was
one
saying
who
something.
has
Sorry. Yeah. Carry on.
one who has complete control over his sleep,
Yeah.
and
Gudak Isha. Yeah.
he has overcome. I mean, he is Gudak means sleep, and Isha means the
Master.
master of sleep. So he has mastered his sleep, and even in sleep, somebody attacks him, he can kill that person.
He was responsive. Yeah. So he
Yeah.
was very active. He was very active even while sleeping. He was a master. He has mastered his sleep basically. Sleep also um, denotes ignorance. So there are three modes of material nature: goodness, passion, and ignorance. There's certain times we had discussed this, I think, before. There are certain times of the day when these material energies are prominent. Like in the morning, the goodness is very prominent. Early morning, I'm talking about, like 4 to 7 in the morning. The goodness is very prominent. After 7, you have the passion very prominent. Rajasic action, doing activities. And then evening times after 7 p.m. or so, the ignorance or the Rajasic, Tamasic is very prominent. So that's why people sleep in that time. So ignorance is also, so he had conquered, sleep means he had conquered ignorance. That is also the understanding of Gudak Isha. Gudak Isha also means it is broken down two ways. So there's a multivalent here of Sanskrit. Gudak Isha, Gudak is sleep and Isha is the master. Then you have Gud, which means special, Guda, which is special form of jaggery. And Ka, Guda, Ka denotes Brahma and Isha denotes Shiva here. So someone who is giving sweetness to Lord Brahma and Lord Shiva through this pastime of being very close to Lord Sri Krishna. That is Arjun. So being a devotee of Lord Sri Krishna, he is giving pleasure to Brahma and Shiva as well. That is also a meaning of Gudak Isha. And who's Bharat here? Bharata. Yes.
World. Oh, it's
The
a
lineage
Bharat King.
king.
Who's the Bharat here? Maybe Vikas, you want to try? In this verse, who's Bharat? Bharata.
No, sorry, don't know.
No? Okay. Any other someone else who want to try? Naisha, do you want to try who's Bharat here? Yeah.
King, you said last time, maybe.
Yeah, king, but who is that king?
Um, Bharat, the first king of Hastinapur.
Okay.
Bharat, no, Bharat ही थे.
Yeah, Bharat was the king, but Bharat
Bharat.
is the Vanshaj or the son or the grandson or the great grandson of Bharat. Pitambara Mataji, do you want to try who's Bharat here?
Dhritarashtra, maybe.
Yes, you
Yeah,
guessed it right.
yeah.
Yes, that is
He was in power
Dhritarashtra.
that time. Yeah.
So Bharat is also the Dhritarashtra's name here. So Sanjay is saying
Yeah.
that, O descendant of Bharata, that is Dhritarashtra. Having thus been addressed by Arjun, Lord Krishna drew up the fine chariot in the midst of armies of both parties. So that is verse 24. So we'll read 25 now. Move on to that verse. So now Krishna has taken him to the center of the armies. Now we will move further. I'll share my screen. Okay. Can you see verse 1.25?
Yeah.
Okay. Please repeat after me. Bhishma Drona Pramukhatah
भीष्मद्रोण प्रमुखतः
Sarvesham cha mahikshitaam
सर्वेषां
सर्वेषां च महिक्षिताम्
Mahikshita.
Vacha Partha Pashetan
उवाच
उवाच
पार्थ
पार्थ
पश्चेतान्
पश्येताम्
Samavetan Kuruniti
समवेतान्
कुरुनिति
Bhishma Drona Pramukhatah
भीष्मद्रोण
भीष्मद्रोणप्रमुखतः
प्रमुखतः
Sarvesham cha mahikshitaam
सर्वेषां च
सर्वेषां च
महिषिताम्
महिक्षिताम्
Vacha Partha Pashetam
उवाच
उवाच
पार्थ
पार्थ
पश्चेतान्
पश्येताम्
Samavetan Kuruniti
समवेतान्
समवेतान्
कुरु
कुरुनिति
भीष्मद्रोणप्रमुखतः
भीष्मद्रोण प्रमुखतः
भीष्मद्रोणप्रमुखतः
सर्वेषां च महीक्षिताम्
सर्वेषां च
सर्वेषां च
महिषिताम्
महिषिताम्
उवाच पार्थ पश्येतान्
उवाच
उवाच
पार्थ
पार्थ
पश्येतान्
पश्येताम्
समवेतान् कुरूनिति
समवेतान् कुरु
समवेतान् कुरुन्निति
Translation. Someone want to read it?
Yeah. In the presence of Bhishma, Drona, and all other chieftains of the world, the Lord said, just behold, Parth, all the Kurus assembled here. Should I
So,
read purport as well?
no, that's okay. Now, Krishna takes him in the middle of the two armies. But where is he taken him? He has taken him right in front of Bhishma and Drona. Okay. So this is one thing from Krishna. He didn't ask him to take him where. So he has used the thing to take him right in front of Bhishma and Drona. Why Bhishma and Drona only? Anyone?
Because Arjun is very close to them
Yes.
compared to Duryodhan and other guys.
Yes. Bhishma and Drona loved him the most. For Bhishma, he was the favorite grandchild. And for Drona, he was the favorite student. So Krishna took him right in front of them. So if you see, he says, Uvacha Partha Pashyetam. So it means that Partha, behold, see. Again, that word is come, Pashyetam is see. So it's the fourth time the eyes are coming that you wanted to see. What you wanted to see? It's a question as well, hidden. It's time to act now. We are already in the war. We have to start fighting. Krishna's statement from his mind to Arjun's that we are already in the war. What would you like to see? Okay, you see. Partha, see. Just behold. Have a look. You know, you wanted to see, now you see. You wanted to see whom do you want to who wants to fight with you? You see. Drona and Bhishma. They want to fight with you. This is what you wanted to see? Please have a look. This is what Krishna's statement to him. So the point here is what this verse is, uh, the core, the crux of this verse. See, the great power of illusion, it comes through eyes. And that is known as pratyaksha in Sanskrit. So there are two types of understanding we get, or the praman we get. That is the proof, or a kind of a satisfaction which gives you in terms of or a confirmation to your knowledge. Now, one is pratyaksha and the other is shabda. So pratyaksha praman and shabda praman. So it is said that that the great power of illusion comes through eyes, and everyone gets bewildered generally with that sense, with eyes. Maya, or the material energy, acts, is very powerful, and it comes through eyes, pratyaksha. Whereas it is said that Krishna, he comes through ears, by shabda. That is why it is said that if you want to see the Lord, hear about the Lord. But generally people insist on seeing. I want to see. Have you seen the Lord? Have you seen Krishna? How can you say? So there are ways to see Krishna, but that is not through the eyes, unfortunately. It is through the ears. Shabda Praman is for Krishna. So you, by reading Shastra, by hearing about Krishna, you developed Shastra Chakshu, as they say, and you can see through the words, you can see Krishna. But having said that, it can happen other ways also. Like Maya may come through ears also. If you gossip too much, you may be attracting Maya. And Krishna may come through eyes if you go and take nice darshan of the deities, in the temple. But the idea here is that generally all the illusion is by eyes, and that is what is going to happen. Because generally when we see things around us, we get to see that there's so many pleasures in the world. Basically what material world gives us, so many pleasures in this material world which can be acquired, which can be enjoyed, which we see through our eyes. Is that what gives us that kind of an understanding that these all can be enjoyed? The eyes. That's why you will see mostly these images, which are very popular on the social networking sites. They are like, it's like a kind of a bit of a competition as to who's doing what. They see someone doing something, they want to do the same thing. So that pratyaksha is like an encouragement to do more material enjoyment. So Maya does come through eyes. Krishna is far away, because when we have to hear about Krishna, we think that no supreme, what we see is real. Instead, Krishna may not be real because he's too far away. We have to hear a lot about him to understand him, and to take his shelter. Pratyaksha can drag you away from Krishna, because if you see, it is said that garbage in, garbage out, a very common term. If you throw something, continuous garbage to your eyes, which generally people, are tending to do, you will start, developing that kind of consciousness as well and acting in that way as well. So pratyaksha can drag you away from Krishna, deep into Maya. So the idea is again here that we use Rishikesha, or the intelligence, to help us direct and to properly understand what is good or bad for us and then discriminate accordingly. That's another important feature or the usage of intelligences. How do you discriminate? You may be like, you may like going to certain association where there is a lot of, you know, um, you know, wrongdoings happening, or as per the today's norms, you might see that they're all common in today's world. You may be seeing things there, but how much do you want to get attracted, or how much do you want to get indulged in those activities? It's completely up to you. It is your free will. It is your Ichha Shakti again. So generally, we do get dragged by seeing things, but it is up to our intelligence who directs us to how and when to discriminate things. How, and not receptively receive as they are and accept them, what we see through our eyes. The reason why I say this, because things are going to change now from here onwards for Arjun. Arjun, being such a staunch devotee of Lord Sri Krishna, he will also get bewildered. You'll see after this point. He may also get bewildered by pratyaksha, that is by seeing. So he feels doubtful whether he should fight or not after seeing. So this is the turning point after this 1.26, which will be the end of the section. So the understanding of this verse, that pratyaksha causes illusion. And what happens then? Arjun, being bewildered, Krishna's words will change him then back to perform his duty. So pratyaksha causes illusion, and shabda takes the person out of illusion. That makes the reading and understanding of Bhagavad Gita very important, even Krishna Katha very important, or chanting very important, any spiritual practice very important. Doing that by hearing, chanting, it takes you out of illusion. Because most of the times you'll be just seeing this outer world, and taking what comes to you. We throw, most of the times, in our day, we throw dirt to our eyes, unfortunately, and to our mind. But to bring us back to our original position, which is under the shelter of the Supreme, you need Shabda. So that's why we read Bhagavad Gita. That's why we chant the names of the Lord. So Pratyaksha takes you away from Krishna and closer to illusion, whereas Shabda brings you out of illusion, takes you out of illusion. So that is the understanding of verse 25. Now we will read verse 26. I'll share my screen. Any questions or comments on this verse? No? We will move to the next verse now. I'll share my screen. Sorry. Can you see 1.26, everyone? Okay, please repeat after me. Tatra pashyat sthitan parthah
Tatra pashyat
Tatra
sthitan
apashyat sthitan
partha.
partha.
Okay, so we'll go one word by one word. Tatra pashyat
Tatra
Tatra
pashyat
pashyat
sthitan
Sthitan.
Sthitan.
Parthah
Partha.
Parthah.
Pitrun
Pitrun.
Pitrun.
Atha
Atha.
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 Pita
Pita.
Pita.
Mahan
Mahan.
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 Acharyan
Acharyan.
Acharyan.
Matulan
Matulan.
Matulan.
Bhartran
Bhatran.
Bhartran.
Putran
Putra.
Putran.
Putran.
Pautran
Pautran.
Pautran.
Sakhims
Sakhim.
Sakhim.
Tatha
Tatha.
Stata.
Tatha.
Swashuran
Vishuran.
Svashuran.
Svashuran.
Suhradas
Shuradas.
Suradash.
Suradas.
Chaiva
Chaiva.
Jai.
Senayor
Senayor.
Ubhayor
Ubhayor.
Ubhayor.
Api.
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 So we'll do a little faster now. Tatra pashyat sthitan parthah
Tatra pasya.
Tra Pashyat Sthitan Partha.
Pitrun atha pitamahan
Pitrun natha
Pitrun Atha
pitamahan.
Pitamahan.
Acharyan matulan bhrartan
Acharyan
Acharyan
matulan
Matulan
bhartan.
Bhratan.
Putran pautran sakhims tatha
Putran.
Putran
Pautran.
Pautran Sakhims
Tata.
Tata.
Swashuran suhardaschaiva
Svashuran.
Svashuran Suhardrashaiva.
Suhadashaiva.
Senayorubhayorapi
Senayorupayorapi.
Tatra pashyat sthitan parthah
Tatra pasya.
Pashyat
Sthitan
Sthitan
partha.
Partha.
Pitrunatha pitamahan
Pitrun atha
Pitrunatha
pitamahan.
Pitamahan.
Acharyan matulan bhrartan
Acharyan matulan
Acharyan
bhartan.
Matulan Bhartan.
Putran pautran sakhims tatha
Putran pautran
Putran
sakhim
Pautran
tata.
Sakhims Tata.
Shvashuran suhardaschaiva
Svashuran.
Svashuran
Suradashaiva.
Suhashaiva.
Senayorubhayorapi
Senayor ubhayorapi.
Senayorupayorapi.
So let's try this. Let's not read the translation and do our word for word translation directly from Sanskrit. Let's try that. Yeah. So let's see first, whichever we can do. Okay. Now, whose first word? Partha. Who's Partha?
Arjun.
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 Pitrun. Who's Pitra? I mean, what do you mean by Pitra? Means fathers.
Father.
Sisters.
Okay. Pitamahan. Who's Pitamahan?
Grandfathers.
Pitamahan means grandfathers.
Grandfathers.
Grandfather. Acharyan. Who's Acharyan?
Guru.
Teacher.
Guru.
Teacher,
Guru
Guru,
teachers.
Matulan. Matulan Bhartran. Matulan Bhartran means brothers from maternal
Mother.
side. Matulan Bhartran. You know? Yeah? Brothers from
Maternal.
maternal area, mother's side. Okay? Putran. Putran means
Sons.
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 Yeah? Pautran. Pautran means
Grandson.
grandsons. Sakhims. Sakhims means
Friends.
friends. Tatha. Shvashuran. Sahad. Suhar. Who's Suhrad? Does anyone know what is Suhrad? Okay, I'll stop sharing here and I will ask this question to everyone. Who's Suhrad?
Hmm.
It's not a name of any person.
The best friend.
Very nice.
Best, yeah.
So, what are the three types of friends? I will ask this question to everyone. What are the three different types of friends? Have we discussed this before in our this discussion? I mean, or is there any other class we have discussed this?
We had
Manishji,
discussed in
do you
our
remember?
class.
Don't remember.
Okay, okay. So I'll touch base on that one. So there are three different kinds of friends we have. So although um, here it is, it is, this verse is elaborating that what is Arjuna seeing. So he was interested in seeing. Yeah. So he says nirikshe, avikshe, then pashyetam. Now it is apashyam. So he wanted to see, 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 see. So Krishna said, see what you want to see. He took him right in front of Bhishma and Drona and told him, see. Now what is Arjun saying is what is described by here. Here Sanjay is describing to Dhritarashtra. So what is he saying? He's saying all his relatives and friends. And he's also saying Suhrat. So there are three different kinds of friends which we all come across as well. As mentioned, Suhrat is the topmost. So I'll just give you all the three first and then we will elaborate on what these three are. First one is a Bandhu. Okay, a Bandhu. A Bandhu is someone is whom we meet at work. As a Bandhu.
Yeah, LinkedIn friend.
Yeah, you can call it today's world. Yeah. Office friend, work related friend, all those kind of people, business friend, they are all Bandhu. Then we have Mitra. Mitra is someone whom we meet during our social interactions or community interactions. Here, I don't know it works or no in Australia, but in India, we had someone from the colony, friends within the colony, within the building. So those people, like those friends, will be your Mitra. And the third one, which is Suhrat, also known as Sakha. He is your actual well-wisher. Very hard to find though, but you may have one. Generally, people try to find a Suhrat so that as their spouse. That would be the best combination. If you have a life partner who is a Suhrat, Sakha, it is a very good combination. But here we have Krishna and Arjun. So Krishna was the actual Suhrat of actual well-wisher of Arjun. And Krishna is the actual well-wisher of all the living entities. So if you think that you do not have someone whom you know who is closer as a friend who is not your Suhrat, then Krishna is the ultimate Suhrat. If you take shelter of Krishna, he is the best friend, best well-wisher, ultimate well-wisher. Is Suhrat. That is the meaning of Suhrat. Suhrat, Sakha. These are the words used. So we'll discuss this verse in detail, but in our next week discussion. We'll end our discussion here today. But just before we go, I'll give you a brief of what is he seeing with when Krishna took him in the center. He's seeing all the fathers, basically, start Pitra. Father-like figures. Not directly his father because Pandu was not present. Dhritarashtra was also not present. So who would be the father-like figures? Father-like figures. One was Shalya. Who was Shalya?
Nukul's uncle, Nukul's mama.
Nakul's mama. So he was also Arjun's mama. So he
Yeah.
was his uncle.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he was seeing people like who are like the father's generation. They were the father's generation. And there was also the same generation you could see. People like he had Who else? Anyone? Yeah.
Vikarna, Duryodhan.
They were his own age. Were
Okay,
fathers.
Bhurishrava.
Bhurishrava. Who's Bhurishrava?
He's their uncle.
Right.
Dhritarashtra's cousin's
Okay.
son.
So Bhurishrava was the son of
Somadatta.
Somadatta. Somadatta was the son of
Som,
Bahalika.
Bahalika. Yeah.
So who was Bahalika? Bahalika was the
Brother of
Bahalika was the
Shantanu's brother.
very nice. Yeah. So Bahalika was the elder brother of Shantanu. So that is another lineage. So Bahalika, his son was Somadatta. Somadatta had three sons: Bhuri, Bhurishrava, Sal. So there were three sons of his. So Bhurishrava was also fighting in the battle. So Bhurishrava was on the same lineage as his fathers. So that is what he is talking about, Arjun. Okay. So just an idea of what. Yeah. So we'll discuss about the others in the next discussion. This is first line of the just the one word, which is Pitra. That is the father-like figures, which he is saying.
Sir, I have a question.
Yes, yes, Avi.
I deliberately wanted it at the end of the discussion.
Sure.
In all the verses, when we read, Arjun is means Krishna is addressing Arjun sometimes as Dhananjay, sometimes as Parth, sometimes as Arjun himself.
Yes, yes.
Is there a particular reason behind Krishna saying in that means
Yes,
addressing
yes.
him like that?
Yes, very good question. Yes. So whenever we see different names, it is the contextual understanding of that particular verse. There is a reason why that word is used. So we will touch base on that as well. So which verse would you like to take up, Abhijit, just for the understanding?
Sir, we can go to the last verse where it's Partha.
Partha.
Krishna is saying, "Behold, Parth, all Kurus assembled over here." 25, 1.25.
Vacha Partha. Yes, yes, Bhishma. So you see, what is Partha?
Son of Prutha. Kunti's son.
Pratha is, yeah. So you see, Arjun is called as Partha. So who is Pratha?
Kunti.
And what is the relation of Pratha with Krishna?
He is, she is his Bua. I mean,
Yeah.
sister of.
So
Vasudev's.
she is Vasudev's, not Vasudev. Vasudev.
Vasudev's
So
sister.
Vasudev is father. Vasudev is the son.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So Vasudev's sister is Pratha.
Bua.
That is Kunti. Yeah. So that's the relationship. So Krishna is also giving him this understanding that Partha, you are my relative. Yeah. That is one of the reasons why I've taken up the service of riding your Ratha. That's why he's calling him Partha. So when you have, when you have like the cousins, like they're like cousins. So Krishna is a maternal cousin of Arjun. You know how you do something for your cousins, you help them. If you take your childhood days, then you're closer to your cousins, playing with them, helping them in something. Even if they grow up now, if someone comes and asks you help, because of the relationship, you will help them, right? Sometimes we listen because of the relationship. We listen to someone, we do something to someone because of the relationship. Yes? This is one of the aspect Krishna is telling him, that you are Partha. You are my father's sister's son. So this is one of the other reasons why I'm serving you. That's why Partha. I'm taking you in the midst of the this sea Parth. So it is like the friendly gesture or the relative relationship gesture. Krishna is showing that, see, have a look. And also that I'm also a relative and they're also relatives. Have a look. You know. So don't worry. It's a fight now. They're all relatives. We know. But it's no more time to think. It's time to action. You are Partha to me. They are your grandfathers, grandsires, everyone. But it's no more subtle anymore. It's not a family gathering. It's in today's times, you people gather because many of the families people live everywhere. Some live somewhere, some live somewhere. So when they catch up for a wedding or some kind of an event, it's like a family gathering. You can consider this is also a family gathering, but it is not for a good cause. It is for a fight. The cause may be good, but the event is not that great, to catch up for. It's hard to think in that way. If you can think about a family gathering where the families are fighting each other, it will be very unpleasant. That's what Arjun is at. It's a very difficult situation to be. Parth is just a relationship gesture from Krishna. Does it answer your question, Abhijit?
Yeah.
Reason he calls him Partha. Yeah. Any other question or comment? Okay. We will catch up next Sunday, same time. Continue with 1.26. We'll end 1.26. That will end our first section of chapter 1, which is Senya Nirikshan Yoga. After this, the next section will start from 1.27. Okay. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Prabhuji.
Krishna.
Prabhuji, thank you.